Yeah, I can hear you. So
Okay.
when we started the program, I was talking about why it is important for people to look at the profiles of these candidates and to look at their manifesto. So what we want to do now is try to give people a picture of the profile of these candidates, what they need to, the basic things they need to know about these candidates,
Okay.
especially the presidential candidates in this election. November. So let's go to Peter Obi. He was born in 19th July 1961, so he's 61 years old. He's from Anambra State, Southeast. He served as a governor, of Anambra from March to November 2006, February to May 2007, and June 2007 to March 2014. He ran for governor in 2003 as a member of All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA, and he won after, although his opponent was unlawfully declared as the winner in that election. But after 3 years of legal battles, he was declared winner in 2006, and he became the presidential candidate of Labour Party in 2022 last year. And so after defecting from PDP, so he graduated from University of Nigeria in 1984 and studied in several universities abroad for different courses in business. And afterwards, he entered the business and banking sector and hold a number of executive positions. So in his term, in both terms as governor of Anambra, people said there were improvements in state finances, in education, in healthcare. And after leaving office in 2014, he came to PDP. In 2019, he was the PDP vice presidential candidate in the election, running alongside Atiku Abubakar, and they lost. So in 2022, he ran for president himself, ran for PDP primary election, to become the PDP candidate. But before the primary, he defected to Labour Party. So, so this is what we know about Peter Obi. So, what are the controversies that you know about Peter Obi? Let's talk about the controversies. So, people talk about things like the 13 months of medical doctors strike in Anambra. People talk about the putting money in offshore accounts as referenced by what is it called? Panama Papers. So these are the controversies that I can lay my hands on right now. I don't know if there are other controversies out there.
I think that there was also a mention of the only infrastructure he had in the state was the beer company he actually founded, which is Heroes Beer, right? Is that Heroes Beer?
Yeah, Heroes Beer.
Beer company that has the logo of Biafra on it. I think there's a controversy that it has the logo of Biafra on it, and so Tev is a Biafran, and he would likely, like he's doing, like he's hiding behind. What would I say? He's hiding behind this corner to also support Biafrans, like agitation for their own this thing.
I think based on that, if you look at that company is not his company. That company was founded by some people. I think what he did was to buy stake for Anambra government in that company. So he invested Anambra State money in that company. So he bought I think about 10% of the company, and I think he had it as a policy that any company that is coming to Anambra State during his administration, the state government should have some sort of investment, should put some money and have some percentage of the company. and which is an investment. To be honest, I think it's unfair to say that to link Peter Obi with IPOB. The reason why I say that is because if you look at candidacy of Atiku Abubakar is from Adamawa State, one of the states that have been ravaged with Boko Haram for the last 10 years, right? So why are we not putting that on the plate of Atiku and say Atiku is coming? So Peter Obi is coming from states that have been ravaged with IPOB, Wahala, this thing, and we must know that this IPOB Wahala was not there when he was governor, right? This whole IPOB Wahala thing started after he has left government. And also, Boko Haram was not there when Atiku was the vice president, right? It's the old Boko Haram thing started after they have left government. I think it's not good to link ordinary Nigerians with responsibility of ensuring security. Security of states, security of lives and properties lies with government. Only the government have the monopoly of violence to stop violent agitators. You can't put that on the plate of an ordinary citizen that is not in government, except if you have clear-cut evidence that this person is sponsoring terrorism, or if you have clear-cut evidence that this person is financing terrorism. You have clear-cut evidence that this person is arming youths with weapons against the state. If you don't have those clear-cut evidence, I think it's unfair to put agitations in any region on the plate of any individual that is not in government. Because as an ex-governor, you cannot, the law does not give you any power to stop IPOB. You don't have any power to stop IPOB. The only way you can stop IPOB maybe is to speak against them. And I think this guy has been asked this question a couple of times, and he has said clearly that, look, IPOB is a creation of the failure of governance in Nigeria over the years. And that what he will do will be to engage the agitators and try to get their concerns and provide a response to it. So if we are not tagging Bola Ahmed Tinubu with Yoruba Nation agitations, and we are not tagging Atiku Abubakar with Boko Haram Wahala, and we are not tagging Kwankwaso with banditry in the Northwest, I think it's unfair to start tagging Peter Obi with IPOB. I think it's unfair.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. And people can also have their own opinion. So if people don't have clear-cut evidence that this guy is sponsoring IPOB, and I think it will remain, for me, beer parlor discussion that doesn't really should come into a policy. So what we are trying to do on this,
I want to say something.
Okay,
do you think it's a coincidence that do you think it's a coincidence that the raw beer has the logo of Biafra on it?
You think can say it's the logo of Biafra, right? But they that design the logo, they might have their reasons why they use that logo, right? And besides, it's not that it's Peter Obi that have the control over the logo of that company. That company does not belong to him, and it was private investment in the economy of Anambra State. So, and I think the company should come and explain why their logo looks like the logo.
No, they don't have to explain, actually. For real, what I would say is, what I would say is that either the logo is there or is not there. This is a particular infrastructure. I think it's a particular development he has brought to his state. Even this zero beer, I used to see it in Abuja. It's in Abuja. It's everywhere in Abuja.
Yeah.
If you go to Viewing Center, there was a time that I attended a Viewing Center to watch football with my brother.
You watch football?
I'm a core football fan, and I was football analyst in Ogun State Television. So
football analyst, wow.
I was.
I didn't know. So what club do you support?
I support Liverpool FC.
Liverpool.
Yeah, I've been supporting 2005. I've been supporting Liverpool since 2005. So as we were saying, I don't think is it's wrong, even if the logo is there. And one thing that I want to say is that, do you know that even if by the time he becomes the president of Nigeria, as in Peter Obi, do you know this accusation of Biafrans will stop? I believe that they are being sidelined in the past year. If you look vividly, the eastern part of the country.
That speaks to what Peter Obi was saying, that look, if there is no justice, if there is no equity, there will be agitations. And when he was in Chatham House, he made reference to the fact that if what is happening in Nigeria, if it happens in the Britain, that there will be more agitations in Britain than even in Nigeria. So what are the things that are fueling agitations? What are the reasons why people are agitating? Is because of lack of justice in the system. Okay, so let's continue our discussion on Peter Obi. People are saying is the third force now.
Yes, it is.
Do you agree? Do you agree that is the third force?
I won't be surprised if he actually wins this election, because in the past presidential election, I think I see Showore as the third force. Past presidential election, but he didn't really get the support Peter Obi is having now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this campaign has been described as populist, and has been noted for his support among the young Nigerians who have been nicknamed obedient.
Yeah.
Obedient. So yeah. Obi is like is popular amongst the youth presently, not just the youth, the elites. When you see someone that's elites, at least average elites.
What did you do differently? What did you do differently? Because you would think that the young people will go for.
Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. What I'm saying is that you would think that young people will go for Showore, that is younger and also has been student activist for a long time. So what did Peter Obi did differently that make young people to sort of align with him more than Showore? I think there's a problem with your network. Yeah, I want you to answer that question, but before you come back, let me start with Atiku. So are you back? So unmute yourself, unmute your mic. Yeah, we were talking about Peter Obi having more support among young voters, young Nigerians than Showore. So I was asking you that what did he do differently from what Showore has been doing? Why is Showore not having that support? That
I would say two things are involved. First and foremost, when we discussed Showore, I was saying people believe he does not really have the experience. Like he has never had a public position before.
Yeah.
Peter Obi has been the governor of the state. Like two-time governor of the state. So he has the experience, and according to his record, he has done well in the state. And there's another thing. Do you know the first way Obi actually won the hearts of Nigerians? I won't say this time around. I will say the elite Nigerians. You know what I mean? Those ones that are home and in diaspora is that I know they give shishi. That word as something that actually
that tag I know they give shishi. Yeah.
It was so funny to me, like which one be I know they give shishi, you don't understand. And there's this other video that I watched on Today No, one particular blogger like that on his Instagram page, where he was saying how he manages his resources. So when he's going for a particular summit, having to take along cabinet, having to pay extra bill that is supposed to go to the government post to do other things. Meanwhile, it's only him that's relevant in that particular summit. Why does he have to take along other people who will just sit in their hotel room and be eating chicken and be sleeping? And it was such a funny, people were laughing, you know, it was so funny, but actually, if you look beyond that, it actually made sense. Because a lot of resources have been wasted in this particular, atmosphere of governance in Nigeria.
Everything you said speaks to the fact that people still go with experience. So Showore was third force in 2019.
Yes.
Coming to 2022, people now saw another alternative, like another person that could be that third force. So it speaks to the fact that people have been looking for that third force. That's first thing.
And they have more chances.
Secondly, they now see Peter Obi having more chances as a third force, and also they could evaluate his antecedent and say he said he not they give chichi, blah blah blah. This fits into our narrative. This fits into what we are looking for. So that makes people, especially young people, to go into, because most of these people that are supporting Peter Obi, maybe they were not around when Showore's experience was older, when Showore in 1992, that Showore was a student activist. For example, if it is just 4 years ago that Showore was that student activist, maybe we'll gather more support among young people than this thing. So people know Showore after he has established himself as Sahara Reporter editor, and he came back to Nigeria, do the revolution now, which the government did not allow to materialize. So I see your point in that.
And also, I want to add something. I'm trying to compare Showore and Peter Obi right now. You know that Peter Obi, on the other hand, was in the government. He was in part of the system. He was in ABGA. You know, ABGA was like the Eastern party, just like what SDP in the Southwest here. Such the Southeast of ABGA. You know, he was part of the system. He was also elected as the vice president of PDP.
Which ordinarily should speak against him, right? Which ordinarily should speak against him, because if people are saying we are tired of the old order and we are looking for third party, I don't think they should go for someone that's already been part of the old order, right? They shouldn't go for someone that is part of PDP.
I would see this as a fair play. You know, having to build someone, having to bring in like a newcomer, it's not always easy in governance. You need someone that has been part of the system, but
stood out from others.
That stood out, yes. And we believe that he can do things differently compared to the others. So that is why I believe people actually prefer Peter.
So that is what is speaking for.
To the other, you know, we have various other candidates aside the popular ruling party and the PDP, the opposition party.
So I'm of the opinion that if we really want to make this strong third force to be strong and to be able to win the elections, why is people like Showore, people like YPP, right? The candidate of YPP, that is Abiola, right? The son of MK Abiola.
People's Redemption Party.
Even ABGA, even SDP, right? Why are they not coming together to harmonize their ideas and be one third force that is strong? Instead of, because I don't see, this is my opinion anyway, I don't see any way SDP can win this election, or YPP, or
this is a very interesting thing to bring up,
or ABGA. I don't see how ABGA, except if they are not interested in that presidential election. But if they are interested, I think these smaller parties should be focusing on local elections, like local government elections, House of Assembly elections, and things like even governorship election, right? Depending on, But when it comes to that national election, that presidency, I don't think they should be feeding candidates. Personally, I don't think SDP, YPP, APGA should be feeding candidates for presidential election. They are not going to win. So why don't they come together with a third force that can win? Yeah, what do you want to say?
This is what I would say. Do you know that this particular Labour Party to have been in that shoes?
In that space. Yeah.
The only thing I would say about them is that they were fortunate to come up with someone that has the popularity, someone that is a favorite of the, let's say, of the populace, of the general populace, like mostly the non-partisans. The non-partisans, the Hillites, the youth, on the side of Peter Obi. Do you know that if Peter Obi actually went for the SDP, do you know that people will also support him in the SDP?
In the SDP,
so the popularity and the love that is working for him is not the party.
But do you think that would be enough now to upset the two dominant parties? So the support is getting from.
I believe is already upset the ruling party and the other major opposition party, which is APC and PDP. Peter Obi, like according to the top force, the top force might become the president.
Let's emphasize that word "might" there. So
this contest is tight. As it's very tight.
Yeah, you can go anyway. So, but let's still put that might there. There is no certainty in the fact that Peter Obi can win the next presidential elections. Let's go to Atiku, who is the candidate of PDP. He was born on 25th November 1946. He's 76 years old. He's from Adamawa State in the northeast Nigeria. He started his education in Adamawa for his primary, got admitted into primary and secondary in Adamawa State. And also he studied while he has attended Nigerian Police College in Kaduna. He has worked briefly as a tax officer in the Regional Ministry of Finance. He then went to School of Hygiene. So these are his education that he has gone for. But I want us to focus on his public life. So in 1969, he was employed by the Nigerian Customs Service. And in 2021, he completed his master's degree in international relations at Anglian Ruskin University, Cambridge, United Kingdom. So what are the things to note is that he has master's degree, right, in Anglian Ruskin University. Yeah. Another thing to note is that he has been a custom officer before, and he rose to the top in that thing. Right. Another thing to note is that he's been a vice president before for 8 years under Obasanjo's regime. So he has experience, he has education, and he has experience in the public sector as a custom officer. He has experience as a politician. He has experience, he has educational qualification. And I think I listened to him. I think he's brilliant, right? The way he analyzes issues. He shows sufficient understanding of issues. And look, I know we have not come to their manifesto. We are still talking about the profile. When I look at the manifesto of these candidates, because when we wanted to start this program, I started reading their manifesto. And I actually saw that Atiku manifesto is actually very, very detailed and stronger than APC or even Labour Party manifesto, because he puts what will be policy there, what will be the policy focus, what will be where we are right now, where we need to be. So I think that manifesto is detailed and more structured than that. But manifesto alone cannot be the reason why people should vote for Atiku. People should look beyond manifesto. Manifesto is important. It's a contract between the party and the people. But beyond the manifesto, we also need to look at the personality of this person, just as we have discussed the personality of Peter Obi, talking about Euro beer, does he have link with IPOB and these things like that. We should also discuss the personality of Atiku and see if there are things that like racist flashpoints, that things that controversies, not just controversies, I mean things that we should pay attention to, these things. Because I say these things, that manifesto is like your CV, right? That when you're applying for a job, you go there with your CV. I have this qualification, I have this, but they also look at your character. How does your character matches with what you have on your CV? And if you have the qualification to do something, but what about your character? Can we trust you with our resources? So that is important. So let's talk about the controversies surrounding Atiku. He was implicated in an international bribery scandal alongside William Jefferson and one of his wife, Jennifer Atiku Abubakar. And also there were rumors that he was unable to visit United States until maybe close to 2019 election, based on that bribery scandal. And recently, there is a guy that surfaced, and he has been releasing some videos about Atiku. So if you've not seen it, go and look for it. Atiku Gate. I'm not saying you should believe in what he's saying, but what we are trying to do in this program is try to say people should investigate, research the candidates that are vying for positions, and let your judgment be based on what you can make of the information about this candidate, what you can make of your research. So we are trying to encourage knowledge-driven kind of politics, where you base your decision on what you can say about the character, the competence, the honesty, the manifesto of this candidate. If I want to go by manifesto, I will go with Atiku. Maybe if I want to consider other things, I might not consider Atiku. So what is your take on these controversies, especially the bribery scandal and also the Atiku Gate thing?
Okay, I did not actually see the Atiku Gate. Is it Gateway? What do you call it?
Atiku Gate. Atiku Gate. The guy was talking about how Atiku spoke to Obasanjo that they should get some trusted friends and form a company that they can use to siphon public fund for their political ambition, or to run their party, and also for their private business. So the guy mentioned 3 names: Fashawe in Owo, from Owo, in Ondo State, and some other names. One of them is dead, and said what they did was to form Marine Float. I think that was the name of the company, and they formed that company, and they were using that company to siphon some money. So the company will act as consultancy to government, and they will give some money to it, but they will go through the back door to get that money to fund the activities of PDP and also some of their private interests. So this was what was in that video. So, and based on that video, and based on that revelation, the spokesperson of Bola Ahmed Tinubu has gone to court already with some, he has gone to court. He has dragged Atiku to court that there was corruption here and this should be investigated. So he first wrote a letter to the EFCC, a petition to EFCC, that they should invite the EFCC, DSS, and Nigerian Police Force, that they should invite Atiku for interrogation, which after the expiration of the time ultimatum he gave them to invite Atiku, he has gone to court to say that, look, this guy has questions to answer. We don't know how the outcome of that will be, but how does that affect the chances of Atiku? And should people be interested in this kind of thing? So that's what we are trying to discuss here. So what is your take?
And what I would say is there's another controversy that's surrounding Atiku. I don't know how true this is actually. I would just call it speculation because I can't confirm it. Is that he saw I was part of people that saw the NEPA. You know, we used to have NEPA, which is now, what they call it now, bed, Abby? for this
PHM.
in
Privatization of privatization of the power sector.
Of electricity, yes.
Of electricity,
So I think, and we also have the other controversy of him bringing in. He won't want the light to be stable because he's in charge of bringing in all those China generators to Nigeria. Generators here, and these ones that banks are using. What do they call them? These ones that banks are using. Mechanos. So I think that is also like a controversy on the side that he's going to privatize Nigeria on its own. If he becomes president, I think they'll be using this engagement.
The question is privatization bad? I mean, as a policy of government saying that private sector should run business, that is not the business of government to run business. I think that's the whole idea of privatization.
Do you know that these people, according to those speculations, they also linked into those companies that want to buy this?
So that's where
Nigerian companies.
So that's where people should. That's what people should research, right? So this privatization that were done under Obasanjo administration, headed by Atiku, were they transparent? Were they done in a responsible way? And what is the outcome of these privatizations? I think people should dig deep into this, do some research. So if I'm supporting Atiku, for example, if I know that I want to vote for Atiku, I will go and look at those things. And if I'm not convinced, if I have doubts that there are some things that are fishy here, I will change my support. That is me. And that's what we are trying to encourage here. That look, if you want to vote for a candidate, go and do some research on that candidate and be very honest with your conscience that I'm supporting this candidate because I believe he's the best among the rest. So if your decision is based on some sentiment like ethnicity or religion, I don't think it's going to help Nigeria in the long run. I think it should be based on what this is. So that's what we are encouraging, that people should research these candidates.
And also, I would like to add, if we have to judge based on experience, I believe Atiku would have been the best presidential candidate so far. When we're talking about the experience, that's all it takes. He has all the experience to lead the country. He has all the experience.
So based on you are saying based on experience, Atiku comes top. Me, I think based on manifesto that I've seen, the document that I've seen, I think Atiku PDP manifesto is well structured and well detailed than the manifesto of the others. But what we are saying is that it's not just the experience and the manifesto, the character, the competency, the honesty of these people, the controversies. So look at those controversies and also what is their take on important issues. So for example, what is the take of Atiku on national unity? What is the take of Atiku on open grazing, right? For example, Buhari was supporting open grazing of animal. If I want to vote for Peter Obi before, I'm not going to vote for him based on that this thing. I think I was supporting Buhari in 2015 to win the Nigerian election. From his first interview, I know that, okay, I'm going to withdraw my support. This is not, when he was talking about experience, he has good manifesto, he has a lot of controversy.
I think he also has exposure. When he's talking about exposure,
and he also has exposure. So people should put all of this on the map, on the graph, and plot it and see what their graph is telling them and use that to decide if he's the right candidate. Let's talk about a new candidate that I think I found very brilliant because I've listened to his interviews. I've listened to this. This guy is very, very sound, to my opinion. And if I'm going to support one of the new candidates, is somebody I can support, which is Adewale Adebayo, the candidate of SDP.
Omoba Adewale, yes.
Omoba Adewale, is he Omoba? Is he a prince?
He's a prince from Ondo Town.
Yeah, from Ondo Town. Yeah, no wonder he's very, very sound and very, very brilliant. So he was born in 1972. He's 51 years old. He's from Ondo State. He's a Nigerian lawyer and founder of Kaftan TV. He attended his primary school in Ondo and his secondary school in Ondo, and he went to Obafemi Awolowo University where he earned a law degree, and he was admitted into bar in 2000, just year 2000. So that means this guy is really a young candidate, energetic candidate, and he later attended law school in United States of America, and he has license to practice in Australia, in Canada, in United Kingdom. He's a public affairs commentator, and he has spoken on a number of national issues. I've listened to him, and I think he's a very brilliant guy. And he participated in Nigerian politics as a member of the Third Force. He has declared his intention to run for presidency in the coming election. To be honest, my take on this guy is good. Is good in terms of his knowledge, understanding of issues. I think he's a very articulate, intellectual person. But in terms of the experience, as we talked about, Showore, so what is your take? What is your take in terms of experience?
I believe, I think this is one of the reasons we are not getting it right when it comes to our economic development. People like this, when they contest an election, I expect that, okay, I'm not supposed to be bringing in what I want to say now, but I'm going to talk about it. What I would say is, okay, him contesting now because of all the experience he had. Eventually, either he wins or he doesn't win. Do you know that whoever that wins let go of these brilliant people?
Yeah, and I think that's
not
the
being
problem.
Involved into the cabinet. They come up with let's say, I think because about the right names for them, who to put as minister of finance, who to put as minister of education, who to put someone that does not even have quality of education will be
You are muted there. So what you were trying to
not allowed to leave after this contest. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They should be involved actively in the governance. Upon saying this doesn't mean that it's not going to win the election. I won't be saying we or we not. Anything can happen. Do you understand? But what I would say
my own opinion, my own opinion, I'm not saying nothing is impossible, but my own opinion, I don't think SDP can win this election. Me, I'm a realist. I'm a very factual person. I don't believe there is no way SDP can win this election. But that is not for us to say. But what we are saying is that, yeah, maybe people should give him a chance. And one thing is that I believe people should vote their conviction, even if he's not going to win. Right? Just vote for who you think is the best. In 2000 and when did Nuhu Ribadu contested president? Was it 2011? I think. I said even if it's going to be by only votes, because I believe at that time he's the right candidate and he was contesting against Goodluck Jonathan and Buhari. I think that time I feel like he's the best candidate for the job. So I voted for him. So people should vote for the SDP candidate if they think is better than Atiku, Tinubu, Peter Obi, Showore, even if he's not going to win, because all of this comes into the statistics that will be used for future elections. So if this guy is not going to win in 2023, and we know that, okay, from Ondo State or from the Southwest, he has over 25% of the votes. That added to his CV, and when he's contesting the next time, he can build on that and say, look, when I contested the first time, I had just 25%. And now I believe I can have 50% from my region and have 35% from South-South or South distance. So your vote will still go into the stats that person will use in the subsequent election. So don't say my candidate cannot win, even though I know that he's the best candidate, I'm not going to vote for him.
you know what I would say? What I would say is that I don't believe he cannot win. Why I would say that is that, the purpose of this reading their profile is to project them and learn the candidate shoes. I'm sure a lot of people would probably pick him because of, oh, I don't know this about this particular man. I think let me go and read more about him. I might likely support him. Do you understand what I mean? Same way they stumble to Peter Obi. A lot of people have been governor of different states whom have been compared to like Kwankwaso, a lot of them like that. They didn't really get the love Peter Obi got. Peter Obi got to this stage because of series of things that people put out there.
He was governor, he was VP candidate, so he has been building on. So he didn't just surface.
I think because he was governor only. It was all because of all the interviews, all the projection he got because of what he
especially on major TVs, on
what he says and the experience he shared with people that made people to love him. I think this man, Omoba Adebayo of the
SDP candidate,
yes, according to his profile, he has empowered like 25,000 NYC core members.
Yeah.
In media experiences, he has trained them under Captain. Captain TV is in his hometown, although Captain TV is in Lagos and Captain TV is also in Abuja. I've been to the Abuja studio once when I went with my superior for an interview there. And if you get there, you'll be impressed with what he's doing. I think he has the quality we really need in a president. To lead.
So supporters of the SDP candidates, Omoba Adebayo Adewale, so don't be discouraged. Go and vote for him.
I want to ask something.
If he doesn't win now, he can win in 2027.
Why do you keep saying if he doesn't win now?
I'm just saying my own personal opinion now. I'm saying even if he doesn't win now, he can win in 2027.
I disagree with that. Don't say if he doesn't win now. He's going to win. No. Everybody.
If there, I'm not saying he's not going to win. I say if. So you be mindful that I put a conditional.
Well, when you were discussing Atiku, you never say if he doesn't win now. No, I don't.
Why I wouldn't put if Atiku cannot win is because I already know that PDP is a strong party. They have structure in all the local governments.
SDP is also a strong party. SDP is equally a strong party.
In the north. Are they strong? Are they strong in the north?
They might not be strong enough, but do you know that SDP made a lot of people? SDP made Tinubu governor in Lagos State.
Yeah.
Was that 1992? Yes, he was governor under SDP.
No, he was senator under SDP, and I think SDP is also metamorphosized into
what happened? Was he not under SDP? So what I'm saying here? He's currently in the right path.
So that means what they need to do is to make people to remember that look, SDP was actually the party that made MK Abiola contested on in 1992, in 1993 general elections, and he won presidency on the platform of SDP. So SDP is not a new party. It's a party that's been around.
It's a party to be reckoned with, and their candidate too. All we need is more public appearances, more publicity, and it
so even though SDP look like a new party, SDP is actually older than PDP and APC because that party has been there since the Third Republic. People should look at so they need to like improve on the publicity, the image of the party, so that people will know, and the structure, because people are talking about structure, people will know that this party has always been there. And so let's talk about Kwankwaso. This is another guy that is very strong in the north, and is making inroads into the south already. He was born in 1956. He's 66 years old. He's from Kano State, and yes, he was governor of Kano between 1999 to 2003, and between 2011 to 2015. and he was the first Minister of Defense with no power military background when he was appointed minister by Obasanjo regime in 2003 to 2007, and was later elected as a senator into Senate in 2015 under APC. Of course, he attended his primary education and secondary and technical education in Kano. When he has studied a lot, this guy is a PhD holder. He's gone to polytechnics, he's gone to the university, and he received PhD in Loughborough University of Technology. No, he received his master's degree in 1985 from Loughborough University, and Loughborough University is one of the top universities in the UK. I think they are among the first 15 universities in the UK. And this guy also have PhD in water engineering from Shada University in India, which he obtained just last year in 2022. One thing that that is very exciting about this guy is that he has what we call Kwankwasha Development Foundation, and they call them Kwankwasha Movement. And you need to see the crowd that these people command, especially in the north, because I've seen a number of their rallies. So when it comes to experience education, educational qualification, I think Kwankwaso might actually even be more experienced than Atiku, because this guy has been everything, right? He's been minister, he's been senator, so he has experience in the legislative arm of government, in the executive arm of government, and what other one? Okay, nobody will have experience in the judiciary. But there are some controversies as well that we need to talk about when you talk about Kwankwaso. In 2015, some people wrote petition. Kano State workers, concerned Kano State workers and pensioners, they filed a petition to the EFCC claiming that Kwankwaso has broken the state pension and gratuity law of 2007, right before leaving office in 2015, although that case was not pursued by EFCC. And there are a number of things that he has said that makes it look like maybe bigotry. He always, I listen to him and I listen to his spokesperson. They always talk about northern vote, Kano vote. So it makes it look like he's banking on the northern votes and saying that, oh, this should be enough. And that looks like what Buhari was doing 3 times when he contested and lost. Buhari never came to the southern part of the country to campaign. He was banking on northern votes is enough to make me president. And when I listen to the people that speak for Kwankwaso, it appears like they are banking on that this time around and feeling like this should be enough to make us president. So this is what I'm looking at. And he has made some comments that look bigotry. I can't remember them right now. I don't want to say things that I'm not sure of, but I know he has made some comments that look bigotry. So what would you say about Kwankwaso?
What I would say is Kwankwaso has been in the system. He also is equally experienced. When we talk about experience, I think he's one of these people that fit to lead the country. Him coming out, it depends so much on the northern strength. If we have to be realistic, northerners have the strength in voting system. Any presidential candidate that does not have the maximum support for the North cannot win. I could say this categorically because they have the numbers. They know how they get their number. This is one of the things the southern parts are getting wrong. The northerners don't joke with elections. They come out to the core. It's this side that people don't come out to vote. In the north, everybody comes out to vote in the day of the election and that has actually been working for them. It has in every aspect of life. It has been working for them in development. You can see they are basically into farming. If we, because of what we do in our NGO, when you work closely with farmers, do you know that the northern farmers, they are provided with a lot of resources. They are provided with irrigation farming system. equipment, even money, like all this COVID-19 stimulus and the rest of it. This Northern has access to it. They benefited more than the South. Why is all this
Let me
thing
quickly
coming?
ask you. Let me quickly ask you. In your opinion, who do you think is stronger to upset the two established party, APC and PDP? Who do you think is stronger between him and Peter Obi? Between Kwankwaso and Peter Obi?
No, don't say between and Peter Obi. We have a lot of presidential candidates here.
But I'm saying that when we are talking about third force, right? We mentioned Peter Obi being the third force, but is Peter Obi actually the third force, or is Kwankwaso the third force here?
No, there's no going back and forth about that. It's always the third force for this coming election.
Peter Obi is third force. So Kwankwaso is fourth force. Right?
No, I won't call him fourth. What are you saying? I won't call him fourth. So what I would say about
we have to put him somewhere. We are not saying that fourth force cannot win, right? Fourth force can win.
Let's just say third force A and third force B. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so Peter Obi is third force A and Kwankwaso is third force B. That means both of them are on the same level. And what we are saying is that my opinion is that any of the two dominant parties, APC and PDP, can win, right? And I also believe the third force. Now we have said Peter Obi is third force A, Kwankwaso is third force B. I also believe that any of the third force can upset the two dominant parties, APC and PDP.
Yes.
So I'm not ruling out the possibility of Kwankwaso winning this election. If I want to go by that Kwankwasha movement that I'm seeing, the crowd that this guy commands,
and the population, the northern population is going to upset the election, honestly. The population.
The thing is that you have Atiku also that is very strong there. You have Tinubu with how many governors in the north that are also working for him. So this election is very interesting. I think it's going to be the most interesting election after 1993 general elections. I think this 2023 election is the most interesting one.
Very
in 2015, all of us know that Buhari will win this election. There is no way, except if PDP want to rig, or if PDP want to say, oh, even though APC win, we are not going to announce APC, right? We all know that Buhari will win 2015 elections. And we all know that he will win 2019 because he's an incumbent president. An incumbent president.
Buhari cannot be the determinant of this election at all.
But what we are now saying is that 2023 elections, it's now very complex that we can't say, look, this is the strongest candidate.
You know what? This is like I would say this is like an open contest now, because the incumbent is not contesting anymore.
The incumbent is not contesting, and yes, you have Atiku that have experience of running election. You have Tinubu, the Jagaban, very strong. You have Peter Obi with this sensation that is coming with. You have Kwankwaso, a grassroots politician with huge support base, although he doesn't have inroad much into the south, but his spokesperson says that, look, we are making inroads into the south and into the north central, and we'll get our 25% in 24 states, and that will get the highest number of votes. In fact, they speak with so much confidence. When I listen to them on Channels TV, I always feel like, look, I'm not ruling out Kwankwaso in this election. No, Kwankwaso can actually win this election. So we are not ruling out, but is there any major controversy that we think people should look out for in this guy? And
I don't know much about him like that, except that he has governed before. He was governor, and he was minister, right?
Yes, he was minister of defense.
I don't know much about his controversy, but what I'm sure of is that Kwankwaso has structure, and I'm so surprised about. Do you know that most of Kwankwaso's structure came out of PDP? Same as Peter Obi. Most of Peter Obi's structure also came out of PDP. PDP has been, PDP has actually been, how will I say?
It looks like if Peter Obi has not come out of PDP and Kwankwaso has not come out of PDP, it looks like this election we will not even be talking about who will win. We'll just be saying PDP will win.
But some PDP left.
Now, I'm saying that if Peter Obi and Kwankwaso have remained in PDP,
the elites, yet, but some PDP.
What I'm saying is that if both of them have remained in PDP, right?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm saying if Peter Obi and Kwankwaso have remained in PDP, then right now we'll be saying that PDP will win the election. Did you get what I'm saying? Hello? Can you hear me?
I didn't get that. You are not audible enough.
What I was saying is that if Peter Obi remains in PDP, Kwankwaso remains in PDP up till now, I think it will be fair, it will be straightforward to say that PDP will win this election, right? Because they will be stronger than APC. Looking at the support base of Kwankwaso, support base of Peter Obi, if they are together.
The only concern that APC might actually be on a strong side also if they actually ended up with Professor Yemi Osinbajo. So it's going to be like a tight contest between APC and PDP, which is Peter Obi and Professor Yemi.
We can't be talking about that one now because that one did not happen.
This elite and the youth will split. And I believe so much that Professor Yemi Osinbajo will take the higher percentage. I believe strongly he will take the higher percentage.
Yeah, we can't be talking about that because Professor Osinbajo is not the candidate of APC. So that is already like a past.
You were talking about if Peter Obi was in PDP, which actually is not even in PDP now. So so that's what I'm trying to relate with. If the vice president also was APC candidate, but all the same, I believe that Peter Obi has called a major upset, and Kwankwaso caused another shocking upset because those northern votes is going to split. Some will follow Atiku, some will follow Asiwaju, Jagaban, and his VP. His VP is Shetima. Some will also go with, of course, Peter Obi and Yusuf. His VP is Yusuf. So why everybody is going for the north? You can see most VPs are from the north. It's because North decide our electoral system. They have the population. So we can't actually shy away from that. It's the reality.
Yeah, okay. I think this is where we'll come to the end of this talk show. In the subsequent edition, we'll be talking about the profile of the other candidates. So we've spoken about the profile of the popular ones, the APC candidate, the PDP candidate, Labour Party candidate, AAC candidate, SDP, and the NNPP candidate. And so we also have some other candidates to talk about.
So next episode, you are going to talk about Ojai Chichi. That is the female presidential.
What is our party again? What is our party?
APM. That's APM. Yes, you are going to talk about her.
So I promise you that she will be the first person that we'll talk about in the next episode, so that people can know that there's a woman contesting, and if all the women can unite and vote for her, she will actually win the election. If all the women that have registered and have collected their PVC. So that is the point. People should go and collect their PVC. Go through the pains that you need to go through to get your PVC. Is very, very, very important if you want to be an actor in this game. But if you want to be a spectator, just there, not having a voice, not having an action to do, not having anything to do, you can just sit at home and feel relaxed and don't go and collect your PVC. But if you want to be an actor in this game, go and get your PVC. And we've said that your PVC can be your ID card. Your PVC is a tool for change. Anytime you are not happy with the people that are in government, you can always